Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that you, a man almost no one took seriously, are suddenly the President of the United States. No warning, no preparation, no celebration. This is exactly what happened to John Tyler, a quiet man from Virginia who never expected to hold the nation's highest office. This is the life story of a man who walked into the White House by accident, but stayed because of courage. John Tyler was born on March 29, 1790, in a small but busy household in Charles City County, Virginia. He was the sixth child in a family that believed strongly in education, manners, and public duty. His father, Judge John Tyler Sr., was a respected man in Virginia. He often told the children, "Work hard, speak truth, and respect others." Their home was not very large, but it was always filled with visitors, books, and political discussions. As a young boy, John would sit quietly in a corner, listening to adults talk about government and law. These early moments planted small seeds of curiosity inside him. He enjoyed walking in the fields, reading stories, and learning new words. His mother encouraged him to write short notes every day to practice his thinking. When John was 7 years old, his mother passed away. It was a painful time for the family. John missed her warm voice and gentle smile. To cope, he spent more time with his books. His father hired good tutors for him, and John soon became a fast learner. He enjoyed reading history, poetry, and stories of leaders who changed the world. At 12, he entered the preparatory school of William and Mary College. The building was old, the chairs were hard, and some days the weather was too hot, but John studied with strong determination. He developed a habit of taking long walks after class to think about the world and his place in it. At only 17 years old, he graduated from William and Mary. Many students were older than him, so teachers often said he was bright and serious. After graduation, he began studying law under his father's guidance. Every morning, he read law books. Every afternoon, he practiced writing legal arguments. Sometimes he felt tired and overwhelmed, but he kept going because he believed education was the key to success. One day, after weeks of practice, he presented his first small legal opinion to a group of local lawyers. They nodded and praised him politely. This small moment gave him confidence. When he turned 19, he became a licensed lawyer. His first clients were farmers, shopkeepers, and neighbors with land disputes. He listened carefully to their concerns and often walked long distances to gather information. People liked him because he spoke gently and explained things in simple language. One farmer said, "Young Mr. Tyler treats my problem like it is important." Soon, more people began coming to him. His reputation grew slowly but steadily. At 21, John Tyler entered politics by winning a seat in the Virginia House of Delegates. He did not expect to win, but local people believed he was honest and thoughtful. On his first day at the Capitol, he walked into a large room filled with loud debates. He felt nervous, but took a deep breath and listened carefully. He spoke only when necessary and focused on understanding the issues. His calm style impressed others. Sometimes he stayed late to read documents while others went home. His habit of quiet, hard work helped him rise. During this time, John met Letitia Christian, a gentle and kind young woman from a respected family. She enjoyed simple activities, gardening, writing letters, and playing piano. John liked her peaceful nature. They exchanged letters for months, slowly growing closer. Their wedding was simple, but full of joy. Letitia became his strongest emotional support. She encouraged him to continue his public service and helped keep their home warm and welcoming. Over the years, they had 8 children, filling the house with laughter, noise, and tiny footsteps. Even on busy political days, John tried to spend time playing with his children or reading them short stories before bed. Tyler continued growing in politics. He served in the U.S. House of Representatives, where he often stood for states' rights. He believed that states should have strong power, and the national government should not interfere too much. His speeches were calm and thoughtful. Even those who disagreed with him said, "Tyler speaks with sincerity." But political life was difficult. Some days he faced harsh criticism. Other days he felt lonely in Washington, away from his family. Still, he kept serving with determination. In the 1830s, he became governor of Virginia and later a U.S. senator. He often traveled between cities, attending long meetings and listening to many viewpoints. One small event changed his life. He resigned from the Senate because he disagreed with his own party. This made him stand out as a man who followed principle rather than popularity. Many Americans admired this courage. Years later, Tyler unexpectedly became the vice presidential candidate alongside William Henry Harrison. Most people did not pay much attention to him at first. The campaign used the famous slogan, "Tippecanoe and Tyler too," which made Tyler's name known across the country. They won the election in 1840. Tyler traveled to Washington with mixed feelings, pride, fear, and curiosity. He wanted to support President Harrison and learn quietly. But tragedy struck. After only 1 month in office, President Harrison died. This shocked the entire nation. People gathered in silence outside government buildings. Tyler received the news early in the morning. He stood still, holding the letter, feeling the heavy weight of responsibility. Soon, he became the 10th President of the United States, the first Vice President in history to take office after a president's death. At first, many people doubted him. Some said he was not a real president. Others mocked him with the nickname, His Accidency. These words hurt, but Tyler stayed calm. He moved into the White House, greeted the staff politely, and began working. Every morning, he reviewed papers, wrote letters, and met advisors. He believed that the office of president must be respected, no matter how he arrived there. Tyler focused on economic stability and worked to calm political conflicts. He fought with Congress often because he refused to support certain bills he believed were harmful. Once, after he vetoed a major bill, angry politicians gathered outside the White House, shouting loudly. Tyler listened quietly from a window, then returned to his work, reminding himself that leadership required patience. While in office, Tyler supported the idea of expanding the United States. He worked hard for the annexation of Texas, believing it would strengthen the nation. After many debates, Texas finally became part of the U.S. shortly after Tyler left office, but much of the groundwork was his effort. During his presidency, his wife Letitia passed away in the White House after years of illness. Tyler was heartbroken. He walked alone in the garden many evenings, thinking about their life together. Her absence created a quiet sadness in the house, but life brought new changes. Not long after, he met Julia Gardner, a young woman with energy and charm. Their meeting happened during an official ceremony. After several polite conversations, they fell in love. They married and later had 7 children together, filling Tyler's life with activity and joy once again. After his presidency, Tyler returned to Virginia. He built a peaceful life at his plantation, called Sherwood Forest. He enjoyed riding horses, planting trees, and spending time with his large family. Guests often visited, and he loved telling them stories from Washington. Sometimes he walked along the fields alone, thinking about how life had carried him from a small countryside home to the highest office in the land. In his later years, the nation moved toward civil war. Tyler hoped for peace and worked with groups trying to prevent conflict. But as tensions grew stronger, he sided with his home state of Virginia. When the Civil War began, he supported the Confederacy, a choice that remains controversial today. Some people felt disappointed, while others understood he was loyal to his state. Tyler saw himself as a defender of his home, even if the nation was dividing. John Tyler died on January 18, 1862, at the age of 71. Because he supported the Confederacy, the Union government did not honor him with the usual presidential ceremonies. His funeral was held quietly in Richmond. Although his final years were complicated, his earlier life still showed the journey of a man shaped by discipline, courage, and steady growth. From a shy boy in rural Virginia to the president who set important precedents, Tyler's story teaches that a leader's path is never simple. It is filled with small choices, difficult moments, personal losses, and unexpected turns. Even today, historians remember him for his determination, his calm leadership during a difficult time, and for being the first vice president ever to take office as president after a sudden death. His life reminds us that leadership does not always come with applause. Sometimes it comes quietly, through steady work, personal strength, and the courage to stand alone when needed. Thank you for watching this simple and emotional journey of John Tyler's life. His story shows that sometimes life places us in roles we never expected, and courage is what carries us through. If you learned something new today, please like the video and subscribe to Glorious English.